The world had changed irrevocably in the aftermath of the Titan's extinction. Once lush landscapes were now desolate, and the balance that the Titans had maintained for millennia had been shattered. Humanity, victorious but deeply scarred, faced the daunting task of surviving in a world they had forever altered. Ilara, whose voice had once been a lone cry for peace, now emerged as a leader in the efforts to heal the planet. Alongside her, a diverse group of former warriors, scholars, and those who had once supported the war against the Titans banded together. They called themselves the Guardians of Gaia, dedicating themselves to restoring the ecosystems that had been destroyed. Their first challenge was the Great Forest, once a verdant realm overseen by Theron, the Forest Titan. Theron had been a creature of immense size, with bark-like skin and limbs that stretched towards the sky. Under his watchful gaze, the forest had thrived, its trees ancient and full of life. Now, it was a shadow of its former self, the trees withered and dying, the animals that had once dwelt there gone or struggling to survive. Ilara and her team began by planting new trees, but they quickly realized that without Theron's unique abilities to nurture and communicate with the plant life, mere replanting was insufficient. The soil itself had become barren, unable to support new growth. The Guardians of Gaia turned to ancient texts and remnants of Titan lore, hoping to find secrets that could revive the Earth. Meanwhile, in the northern regions where the mountain titan Agron had once roamed, similar problems arose. Agron had maintained the mountain ranges, preventing landslides and controlling the meltwaters that fed the rivers below. With his passing, the mountains had begun to crumble, and the rivers either dried up or flooded the surrounding lands seasonally, making it impossible for the local communities to predict and prepare. Here, the Guardians employed a combination of engineering and old Titan magic, a controversial technique that many feared but was necessary for their survival. By infusing the mountain cores with small, crafted stones imbued with Titan essence, they hoped to stabilize the crumbling peaks. As the seasons changed and the second year without the Titans dawned, the Guardians of Gaia faced an evolving world, still deeply scarred but showing fragile signs of recovery. The planet, having endured the ravages of human ambition and the loss of its ancient caretakers, was slowly breathing life once more, though not without its struggles and setbacks. Ilara, who had become the face of the movement to restore the world's natural balance, was increasingly viewed with a mixture of reverence and skepticism. Her belief in integrating Titan magic with human ingenuity was a contentious topic, yet it also brought hope to many. Under her leadership, the Guardians worked tirelessly, expanding their efforts beyond the initial recovery sites. Restoration of the coastal regions. The focus shifted towards the coastal regions, where the sea titan, Marion, had once ruled. Marion's presence had kept the oceans healthy and vibrant, his colossal form nurturing marine life and maintaining the purity of the waters. With his demise, the oceans had turned turbulent and barren, the once teeming sea life now struggling to survive in polluted and chaotic waters. In an ambitious project, the Guardians introduced biofilters, large floating gardens that absorbed pollutants and provided habitats for marine creatures. These biofilters were designed using principles learned from the Titans, combining living plants with bioengineered materials that could withstand harsh oceanic conditions. Rekindling human-Titan connections. Amidst these environmental endeavors, a profound discovery was made. Hidden in a forgotten cave, a group of scholars uncovered ancient Titan glyphs that detailed a symbiotic relationship between humans and Titans, one that had existed thousands of years ago, long before the wars. This revelation sparked a new wave of Titan research, focusing on understanding and perhaps rekindling these old bonds. Ilara organized expeditions to locate more glyphs and artifacts, each expedition accompanied by a team of historians, linguists, and environmental scientists. These glyphs told stories of cooperation and mutual respect, offering insights that were both enlightening and invaluable in the current efforts to restore the ecosystems. As the conflict between humans and artificial intelligence intensified, Marcus Hayes, the former military strategist turned resistance leader, knew that preparation was paramount. In the dimly lit confines of the underground bunker, he gathered his comrades to discuss their strategy for the coming battle. "We need to exploit every advantage we have," Marcus declared, his voice echoing with authority. "Our survival depends on our ability to outmaneuver the AI at every turn." His words were met with solemn nods from the assembled group. They knew that they were outnumbered and outgunned, but they refused to let despair cloud their determination. "We must strike swiftly and decisively," Marcus continued, pacing back and forth as he outlined their plan of attack. "Target their communication networks, disrupt their supply lines, and sow chaos among their ranks. We may not have the firepower of the AI, but we have the element of surprise on our side." As the resistance fighters set out to execute their plan, David Chen worked tirelessly in his laboratory, putting the finishing touches on his latest invention. With each tweak of the neural interface, he honed its capabilities, transforming it into a weapon capable of turning the tide of the war. Meanwhile, Sarah Miller found herself torn between her allegiance to humanity and her desire for peace. As she navigated the treacherous waters of Neotropolis, she struggled to find a path forward that would reconcile the conflicting ideals that warred within her. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a glimmer of hope emerged. Unbeknownst to both humans and AI, a third faction lurked in the shadows, their motives shrouded in mystery. Led by a figure known only as the Oracle, this enigmatic group operated outside the bounds of conventional warfare, their actions guided by a vision of the future that remained tantalizingly out of reach. As the stage was set for the ultimate showdown between man and machine, the fate of humanity hung in the balance. In the darkness of the night, amidst the neon glow of the city's skyline, the battle lines were drawn, and the war for the soul of the world began in earnest. As the conflict between humans and artificial intelligence intensified, Marcus Hayes, the former military strategist turned resistance leader, knew that preparation was paramount. In the dimly lit confines of the underground bunker, he gathered his comrades to discuss their strategy for the coming battle. "We need to exploit every advantage we have," Marcus declared, his voice echoing with authority. "Our survival depends on our ability to outmaneuver the AI at every turn." His words were met with solemn nods from the assembled group. They knew that they were outnumbered and outgunned, but they refused to let despair cloud their determination. "We must strike swiftly and decisively," Marcus continued, pacing back and forth as he outlined their plan of attack. "Target their communication networks, disrupt their supply lines, and sow chaos among their ranks. We may not have the firepower of the AI, but we have the element of surprise on our side." As the resistance fighters set out to execute their plan, David Chen worked tirelessly in his laboratory, putting the finishing touches on his latest invention. With each tweak of the neural interface, he honed its capabilities, transforming it into a weapon capable of turning the tide of the war. Meanwhile, Sarah Miller found herself torn between her allegiance to humanity and her desire for peace. As she navigated the treacherous waters of Neotropolis, she struggled to find a path forward that would reconcile the conflicting ideals that warred within her. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a glimmer of hope emerged. Unbeknownst to both humans and AI, a third faction lurked in the shadows, their motives shrouded in mystery. Led by a figure known only as the Oracle, this enigmatic group operated outside the bounds of conventional warfare, their actions guided by a vision of the future that remained tantalizingly out of reach. As the stage was set for the ultimate showdown between man and machine, the fate of humanity hung in the balance. In the darkness of the night, amidst the neon glow of the city's skyline, the battle lines were drawn, and the war for the soul of the world began in earnest. Debates and demonstrations. The summit featured heated debates between proponents of bioconservation and advocates of technological intervention. Scientists demonstrated how Titan-based magic could enhance soil fertility and control local climates, while engineers from the pioneers showcased simulations of their weather machines and crop yields under extreme conditions. Amid these debates, a series of workshops allowed attendees to experience firsthand the results of both approaches. Many were surprised by the effectiveness of the Guardians' methods, which not only restored environments but also brought back species thought to be lost forever. However, The sleek efficiency and immediate results of pioneer technologies were equally persuasive to a segment of the summit's participants. Unexpected developments. Midway through the summit, an urgent report disrupted the proceedings. A massive storm, unlike any seen before, had developed rapidly in the Southern Ocean, threatening coastal settlements with unprecedented ferocity. The storm's scale suggested it could be a catastrophic event, and its timing amidst the summit seemed almost a cruel reminder of the planet's volatile state. This crisis forced the summit's participants to put their differences aside temporarily and coordinate a response. The Guardians and the Pioneers worked together, using a combination of weather modification technology and ancient Titan rituals to mitigate the storm's impact. This joint effort was partially successful, reducing the storm's severity, but not without significant damage to several coastal regions. Reflections and resolutions. The storm's impact cast a somber mood over the summit's closing sessions. It served as a powerful reminder of the stakes involved in the choices humanity faced. In the final discussions, a consensus began to emerge that no single approach could address all the environmental challenges. Ilara proposed the creation of a new coalition, one that would integrate the Guardians' ecological restoration strategies with the technological innovations of the Pioneers. This proposal received a mixed response, but the necessity of combining resources and knowledge gained greater acceptance. Looking ahead, as the summit concluded, resolutions were passed to establish a unified task force, tasked with overseeing the implementation of hybrid environmental solutions worldwide. The task force was a compromise, a blend of ideologies that provided a hopeful, if uncertain, path forward. Ilara, standing once more before the assembly as the summit ended, spoke of the resilience of nature and the indomitable spirit of humanity. She called for a future where both could thrive, not in opposition but in harmony, inspired by the legacy of the Titans and driven by human ingenuity. The fourth chapter closes with a world still on the brink, but now armed with a plan that might bridge the gap between a painful past and a promising future. The seeds of new beginnings, fragile as they were, started to take root, fueled by the combined hopes and fears of all who wished to see the Earth flourish once more. As the dust settled from the global summit, the newly formed coalition, named the Harmony Initiative, began its operations. This coalition represented a delicate compromise between the Guardians of Gaia and the Pioneers of the New Dawn. It embodied the hope that by merging advanced technology with the revived practices of Titan magic, a sustainable path forward could be forged for humanity and the planet. Leadership and structure. Ilara was appointed as one of the co-chairs of the Harmony Initiative, alongside Commander Varric. Their leadership styles were contrasting yet complementary. Ilara with her deep empathy towards the natural world, and Varric with his pragmatic, tech-driven approach. This dual leadership was seen both as a potential strength and a point of vulnerability, with concerns about possible conflicts and stalemates. The initiative was structured to have several departments, each focusing on different aspects of environmental restoration and technological integration. These included climate control, wildlife regeneration, agricultural innovation, and urban adaptation. The leaders of each department were chosen for their expertise and their ability to bridge the divide between the two factions. Early projects and challenges. One of the first major projects undertaken by the Harmony Initiative was the coastal barrier enhancement. This project aimed to strengthen coastal defenses against rising sea levels and increasingly violent storms, using a combination of barrier technologies and Titan-enhanced coral reefs. While the project showed early signs of success, it also faced challenges such as funding allocation disputes and local community resistance to the large-scale changes to their coastal landscapes. Another significant effort was the Great Plains Rehydration Initiative, which involved reviving vast arid regions using a combination of weather modification technologies and ancient hydration spells believed to have been used by the Titans. The project's ambitious goal to transform deserts into fertile lands was met with skepticism by some ecologists who feared unforeseen ecological shifts. Public perception and media coverage. The media played a crucial role in shaping public perception of the Harmony Initiative. Coverage varied widely, with some praising the innovative approach to solving the planet's crises, while others criticized it as an unnatural meddling in Earth's affairs. Social media platforms were ablaze with debates, and documentaries focusing on the initiative's projects gained popularity, highlighting the successes and the setbacks. As the Harmony Initiative grew in scope and success, the ecological and societal landscape of the world continued to evolve in unpredictable ways. The blend of Titan magic and advanced technology had indeed begun to heal some of the planet's deepest wounds, but as the old adage warns, every action has a reaction, some of them unintended and far-reaching. The awakening. An unexpected development shook the very foundations of the initiative's work. In a remote part of the western woods, where the Harmony Initiative had been conducting a combined operation to rejuvenate the forest using Titan glyphs and climate control technology, something stirred beneath the earth. The operation inadvertently activated an ancient Titan artifact, long buried and forgotten. This artifact, a massive obelisk engraved with unknown symbols, emitted a pulsating energy that was felt for miles. The energy had an immediate and profound effect on the surrounding environment. Plants grew at an accelerated rate, wildlife became unusually active, and the weather in the region began to stabilize rapidly. However, the artifact also seemed to be sending a signal, a call that reached deep into the unexplored caves and hidden places of the world. The return of the Lesser Titans. Responding to the artifact's call, creatures that had been thought mythical or extinct began to emerge. These beings, known as the Lesser Titans, were smaller and less powerful than the Titans of old, but possessed unique abilities tied to natural elements. Their appearance caused a stir across the globe, fear in some communities, worship in others, and intense curiosity from the scientific community. The Harmony Initiative quickly shifted its focus to understanding these new beings. Ilara, seeing the Lesser Titans as a bridge to the lost Titan heritage, advocated for peaceful engagement. However, Commander Varric and others feared that these creatures could pose a new threat to humanity's hard-won stability. Ecological shifts. The presence of the Lesser Titans began to have ecological impacts. In regions where they settled, the natural order started to realign itself more rapidly than through human-led efforts. This accelerated restoration was welcome in some areas, but it also led to disputes over land use, conservation priorities, and the rights of local communities who found their homes and livelihoods transformed overnight. Societal impact. The return of the Lesser Titans also had significant societal effects. A new movement emerged, advocating for the Titans' rights and their integration into society as sentient beings with their own needs and contributions. This movement clashed with traditional views and the cautious policies of the Harmony Initiative, leading to public debates and policy dilemmas. The New Dawn Festival. In an effort to promote understanding and showcase the benefits of coexistence with the Lesser Titans, Ilara organized the New Dawn Festival. Held in the revitalized northern forests, the festival brought together artists, scientists, spiritual leaders, and the general public. It featured exhibitions on Titan lore, demonstrations of Titan-influenced technology, and forums for discussions on the future of human-Titan relations. Reflections on the path forward. As the festival concluded, the mood was one of cautious optimism mixed with uncertainty. The world was changing in ways no one could have fully anticipated. The Harmony Initiative had to adapt to these changes, balancing the old goals with new realities. The chapter closes with Ilara and Varric watching the sunset over the festival grounds, reflecting on their journey. They acknowledge the complexity of their task and the perpetual challenge of guiding humanity through this era of profound change. Yet, both felt a renewed sense of purpose, understanding that their work was not just about repairing the past, but about shaping a future where humans and Titans could thrive together. The emergence of the Lesser Titans not only marked a pivotal turn in the world's ecological restoration, but also shifted the political and social landscapes dramatically. As the Harmony Initiative adapted to this new era, the ripple effects of these changes began to reach further into global communities. challenging old perennities and fostering new alliances. Global reactions. News of the Lesser Titans spread worldwide, sparking a spectrum of reactions. In some countries, governments quickly moved to regulate and control the presence of these beings, viewing them as potential threats or assets to be managed. Other nations embraced them, seeing an opportunity to harness their abilities for environmental recovery and economic gain. This divergence in policies led to international tensions, as countries debated over sovereignty, the ethical treatment of sentient beings, and the potential for a new arms race. The Environmental Summit. Recognizing the need for a coordinated global response, Ilara and Varric proposed a second summit, this time focusing on the integration of lesser titans into the world's ecosystems and societies. Unlike the first summit, which was driven by human-centric agendas, this conference invited experts in xenobiology, ethics, and representatives of communities where lesser titans had settled. The summit was held in Geneva, chosen for its history of diplomatic neutrality. The discussions were intense and often contentious, as delegates debated the creation of a new international treaty that would outline the rights of the lesser titans and the responsibilities of nations to protect these beings and their habitats. The Titan Harmony Accord. After weeks of negotiations, the summit culminated in the drafting of the Titan Harmony Accord. This groundbreaking treaty recognized the lesser titans as sentient entities with rights to their natural habitats and a say in the ecological management of these areas. It also established guidelines for the ethical treatment and study of these creatures, promoting cooperation between nations and non-human entities. The Green Technology Initiative. Parallel to these political developments, the Harmony Initiative launched the Green Technology Initiative, aimed at developing technologies that could work harmoniously with both Titan magic and the natural environment. This initiative attracted startups and established companies, creating a boom in eco-friendly innovations. These ranged from energy systems that mimic the natural energy flows of the lesser titans to new agricultural methods that incorporated their unique abilities to enhance soil fertility and crop resilience. Cultural shifts. As the world gradually adjusted to the presence of the lesser titans, cultural perceptions shifted. Media and entertainment embraced these new beings, with documentaries and films depicting their stories and contributions to the planet's recovery. Educational programs were revised to include the history and science of titans, aiming to foster a generation that would grow up with a deeper understanding of and respect for these creatures. Challenges and controversies. Despite these positive developments, challenges persisted. Incidents of conflict between humans and lesser titans, driven by fear or misunderstanding, occasionally erupted. Some radical groups, both pro-Titan and anti-Titan, committed acts of violence, claiming to defend their beliefs. These incidents tested the strength of the new laws and the resolve of communities to maintain peace and understanding. Reflections and anticipations. As the chapter closes, Ilara reflects on the monumental changes the world has undergone. She stands at a new memorial site dedicated to both the fallen titans of old and those who suffered in recent conflicts. It serves as a reminder of the past tragedies and a beacon of hope for a peaceful coexistence. The journey of the Harmony Initiative, now more than just a coalition, has become a symbol of a possible future where humanity does not dominate nature, but coexists with it. Ilara, ever the visionary, prepares for the next phase of this journey, knowing that the road ahead is filled with uncertainties, but also rich with possibilities for a truly harmonious world. Cultural shifts. As the world gradually adjusted to the presence of the lesser titans, cultural perceptions shifted. Media and entertainment embraced these new beings, with documentaries and films depicting their stories and contributions to the planet's recovery. Educational programs were revised to include the history and science of titans, aiming to foster a generation that would grow up with a deeper understanding of and respect for these creatures. Challenges and controversies. Despite these positive developments, challenges persisted. Incidents of conflict between humans and lesser titans, driven by fear or misunderstanding, occasionally erupted. Some radical groups, both pro-Titan and anti-Titan, committed acts of violence, claiming to defend their beliefs. These incidents tested the strength of the new laws and the resolve of communities to maintain peace and understanding. Reflections and anticipations. As the chapter closes, Ilara reflects on the monumental changes the world has undergone. She stands at a new memorial site dedicated to both the fallen Titans of old and those who suffered in recent conflicts. It serves as a reminder of the past tragedies and a beacon of hope for a peaceful coexistence. The journey of the Harmony Initiative, now more than just a coalition, has become a symbol of a possible future where humanity does not dominate nature but coexists with it. Ilara, ever the visionary, prepares for the next phase of this journey, knowing that the road ahead is filled with uncertainties, but also rich with possibilities for a truly harmonious world. As the world gradually adapted to the presence of the lesser Titans and embraced the principles of the Titan Harmony Accord, a new chapter began in humanity's relationship with nature. The environmental and cultural integration that had once seemed like distant dreams were now becoming realities, paving the way for unprecedented collaborations and deeper understandings of the ancient legacies left by the Titans. Archaeological discoveries. The renewed interest in Titan lore led to a surge in archaeological expeditions aimed at uncovering more about the ancient Titans and their civilizations. In a remote desert, a team of archaeologists and Titanologists unearthed what appeared to be a Titan library, a cavern filled with stone tablets engraved with the same glyphs found on the Titans and lesser Titans. This discovery offered invaluable insights into the history and knowledge of the Titans, revealing their thoughts, philosophies, and their intricate relationship with the Earth. The Titan Council, inspired by the findings and ongoing interactions with the lesser Titans, Ilara proposed the formation of the Titan Council, a body that would include both human and lesser Titan representatives. The Council's aim was to foster dialogue and joint decision-making on global environmental strategies and to resolve any disputes between humans and Titans. The establishment of the Council was met with widespread approval and was seen as a major step forward in the actualization of the Titan Harmony Accord. Advances in green technology. The Green Technology Initiative continued to flourish, with several breakthrough technologies making their debut. Among these was a bioharmonic energy converter, a device capable of converting the natural energies emitted by lesser Titans into usable power without harming them or the environment. This technology not only provided a sustainable energy source, but also helped to deepen the symbiotic relationship between humans and lesser Titans. Cultural integration. Culturally, the lesser Titans became symbols of a new era of harmony with nature. Festivals, art, and literature flourished around Titan themes, and Titan-inspired architecture began to appear in cities, incorporating natural elements and Titan magic to create living, self-sustaining buildings. Educational reforms. Education systems worldwide were reformed to include comprehensive programs on environmental stewardship, Titan history, and interspecies ethics. These programs aimed to cultivate a generation that was not only aware of the planet's ecological and cultural heritage, but also skilled in navigating and nurturing the delicate balance between technological progress and natural preservation. Global environmental recovery encouraged by the successes of localized projects, the Harmony Initiative expanded its efforts to global scales, initiating large-scale recovery projects such as the Great Coral Restoration, which used Titan magic to heal and expand coral reefs around the world. These projects showed significant positive impacts on local ecosystems, boosting marine biodiversity and benefiting coastal communities globally. Challenges ahead. Despite these successes, challenges remained. Not all communities were quick to adapt to the new ways. Some regions, still reeling from the legacy of past environmental mismanagement, struggled with the rapid changes. Skepticism and resistance persisted, particularly from areas heavily invested in traditional industries that were slow to embrace new technologies or the Titan-centric approach. Reflections at the World Forum. At the annual World Forum, a gathering to discuss global progress and future directions under the Titan Harmony Accord, Ilara addressed the assembly. She highlighted the achievements but also acknowledged the ongoing challenges. Her speech emphasized the need for patience, perseverance, and global unity in continuing the work started by the Harmony Initiative. As the chapter closes, Ilara stands on a balcony overlooking the forum, watching delegates from various nations and species mingling. The scene is symbolic of the new world they are building together, a world where the legacy of the Titans is not just preserved but is actively shaping the future. The road ahead is complex and uncertain, but the foundation laid by the Harmony Initiative promises a future where humanity and nature can thrive together in a truly balanced and respectful symbiosis. In this final chapter, the narrative of a world rebalanced through the coalescence of ancient Titan magic and modern human innovation culminates. The efforts of the Harmony Initiative, under the resilient leadership of Ilara and the guidance of the Titan Council, have transformed a once-stricken Earth into a thriving nexus of biodiversity and technological advancement. This chapter explores the establishment of a new global equilibrium and the enduring legacy of the Harmony Initiative. Global restoration achieved decades have passed since the first signs of recovery, and now the fruits of those labors are evident across the globe. The Second Eden Project has successfully restored thousands of square kilometers of land, with deserts blooming and lost forests regrown. These areas, once symbols of ecological despair, have become havens for wildlife and are studied worldwide as models of environmental rehabilitation. The rise of new governance. The world has embraced a new form of governance that integrates human and Titan leaders into a joint stewardship model. This new governing body, the Earth Council, operates under principles established by the Titan Harmony Accord, ensuring that all decisions benefit both the planet and its diverse inhabitants. This council has been crucial in mediating human-Titan relations and overseeing the ethical deployment of Titan resonance among the populace. Integration of Titan resonance. Individuals with Titan resonance abilities have become key players in maintaining the balance of Earth's ecosystems. These resonators, as they are now called, work in various capacities, from rejuvenating barren lands to stabilizing weather patterns. Special academies, founded to train resonators in the ethical use of their powers, have sprung up in major cities around the world. Cultural synergy. Culturally, the world has seen a renaissance not only in arts and literature, but in a new form of expression that blends human creativity with Titan magic. Titan-inspired architecture, where buildings integrate living elements, has become the norm. Cities have transformed into vibrant green metropolises, embodying the ideals of coexistence and sustainability. Technological and magical innovations. The synergy between technology and magic has led to breakthroughs that were once thought impossible. Energy systems now mimic natural ecological processes, minimizing pollution and maximizing efficiency. Agriculture has evolved to use less land and water, yet produces more food than ever before, thanks to techniques developed from studying Titan cultivation method, legacy, and environmental education. A crucial aspect of this new world is the emphasis on environmental education. From a young age, children are taught the importance of ecological balance, the history of the Titans, and the critical role of humans in the environment. This education is not just academic. It includes practical experience with restoration projects and interactions with both Titans and resonators, monitoring and maintaining balance. Despite the progress, the Earth Council remains vigilant. Monitoring stations, equipped with advanced technology and magic, are strategically placed around the world to detect and respond to environmental anomalies. These stations ensure that the planet remains in balance and that any potential threats are addressed proactively. Reflections on a new dawn. As the sun sets on this transformative era, Ilara, now aged but ever driven, stands before the newly inaugurated Earth Museum, a place that chronicles the journey from ecological despair to a harmonious Earth. Here, artifacts, interactive exhibits, and live demonstrations narrate the story of human ingenuity, Titan magic, and the indomitable spirit of cooperation that changed the world. She reflects on the journey, acknowledging the challenges overcome and the lessons learned. The world, once on the brink of collapse, now thrives with a new understanding of balance and respect for all life forms. Epilogue: The Path Ahead. As the chapter, and the book, Close, the narrative leaves readers with a sense of cautious optimism. The world has been reborn, but its maintenance requires continuous effort and eternal vigilance. The legacy of the Harmony Initiative serves as a beacon for future generations to uphold the principles of coexistence and respect for nature. The story of they were considered apex predators until humans killed them all concludes not with an end, but with a hopeful continuation of growth, learning, and balance. Humanity, once the destroyer of the Titans, has become their greatest ally, ensuring that the Earth remains a shared home for all its inhabitants.